Hi there, my name is Tim Michael. I'm the owner of Knife Maker Training, and welcome to our video here on YouTube as well as knifemakertraining.com. One of our free series where we take you on a walkthrough of Ed's complete shop. This is over an hour-long video, so we're going to cut it down to a few pieces for you, and I hope that you enjoy them. If you see it get cut off in a weird spot, I apologize. It's probably the best I could find in the amount of time that I want to give you per video. I don't want to overload you with a full 1 hour long video. Would like to cut it into pieces so that way you can enjoy learning a little bit about each part of Ed's shops. I hope that you enjoy this, and just to let you know, Ed Caffrey is an ABS mastersmith, and he is incredibly gifted with many years of experience in the industry. He's been selling knives for many years and is definitely desired by many other people interested in getting his training. He's had training for a long time that he does at his shop, but we've opened up something new with knifemakertraining.com where you can go there and now you can buy his guides online as well as some of the tools that he is selling that would definitely come in handy for you. You can check all that out at knifemakertraining.com. We're going to get you into the video. I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching.
I spend a lot of time here. This is actually my sanding vise. And what I do with it, see if I can find a knife blank for you real quick. This is where I do pretty much all of my hand finishing work. This is nothing more than a piece of steel square tubing I've cut out. I put jaws in. This is an Acme thread rod with an Acme nut welded to the top, and then the jaw moves around so it can grip various shapes. A lot of guys might say, oh, well, I can buy those commercially. The one thing I found with the commercial vices is the majority of them are a round piece of pipe, and you can fit something like a blade thickness in them, but that's all they're good for. I just couldn't see spending the money for that, for the limited versatility it offered. So that's why I made this, and it produced, well, it took me maybe 2 hours and maybe 15 bucks in material. But I made it to where you can rotate it pretty much any direction. So when I put a blade in there, I can do just about anything I want. Plus, it'll also, if I need to get different angles on things, I made a plate where I can rotate it to different angles. Next up in line, something I've read a lot about on the forums recently is this is a Wilton bullet vise, is what they call them. I was actually pretty astounded whenever I saw on the forums where on eBay these things were selling for $300 to $500. So I actually had to go to eBay and take a look, and it's just a little 2.5 inch vise. My particular one, you guys are going to hate me for this. I did see them selling for about $300 to $400 to $500 on eBay. My particular vise, I was at a local yard sale. I found a 5-gallon bucket full of washers, nuts, bolts, that sort of thing. And laying on top was this Wilton bullet vise. I bought the whole bucket for $5. Don't hate me because I got a good deal. So, but it is a handy little vise for doing fine detail work. This is where I do file work, things like that. It's mounted up and it does articulate and works like it's supposed to. About the only thing I've done is I've replaced the steel jaws with smooth aluminum jaws just so it doesn't mar up things. Moving along, right below my bench, I've got all of my various hammers, everything from plastics to rawhides, just hanging there conveniently. Moving along, these are my anodizing tanks. A tank full of Windex to rinse everything off in after it's anodized. This is my anodizing tank. I built my own anodizer. I've purchased a couple of different power supplies online, and I just wasn't happy with them. I've got a Variac hooked to a voltage source, and then I wired in just a little voltmeter to it so I could dial things in where I want them. Moving on, arbor press. This is actually what I use mostly for Kydex. It has actual Kydex eyelet dies in it right now. This particular area is actually used for two purposes. As you can tell from all the clamps here, this is the area that I glue handles and things like that together with. This is also my leather working bench. As you can tell, these 3 knives have been completed, and I'm currently working on the sheaths for those. And up behind it, you've got just a shelf full of all the stuff. I mean, there's Brownell's Acra glass there. There's electrolyte for etching logos. Drawers with all of my leatherworking tools in them, all of my leatherworking products. Up above, just various places to store stuff. Another storage cabinet. A lot of the things that I make for, or that I use for pen making are up here, just because I don't have any better place to put them. Very important part is the dog beds. What are you eating? Spit it out. Drop it. Probably eating rocks, aren't you? Huh? But anyway, this is my handle material cabinet. And no, I don't have enough wood. I don't think a guy ever has enough wood. No, but storage on the bottom, handle material all up in here. And of course, just like typical knife maker shop, things pile all over the top. Over in the corner is my air compressor. Actually, I'm really pleased with that air compressor. It's an Ingersoll Rand, and I think it's been here probably close to 15 years now. My wife, bless her heart, purchased it for me for a Christmas gift one year. Moving along, these are my hot blue tanks. Actually, these are homemade pots that I've put Brownell's Nitro Blue in. Kind of dusty and dirty. You can see all the cobwebs, but hey, that's a knife shop. Next in line is my surface grinder. This is a piece of equipment that, quite frankly, unless somebody wants to do folders, and I guess maybe because I've been grinding so long by hand, I don't think a surface grinder is necessary unless a person intends to make folders. This particular one has been converted to run the same 2x72 belts that the grinders do. I find that very, very convenient. Probably the biggest key here is if you ever decide to convert a surface grinder, find absolutely the hardest wheel, hardest durometer rubber if you intend to use a rubber wheel. There's a lot of guys out there that are actually using solid aluminum for the wheels. Only issue there is just sometimes you get some chatter, but honestly, when it comes to stones versus belts on a surface grinder, belts will win in my opinion every time. Swinging over to the opposite side, a little portaband. This brand is a DeWalt. Quite honestly, for the money, you won't find a better cutting little bandsaw than one of the portabands. The only drawback they have is the throat depth. The depth that it allows you to cut between the blade and before whatever you're cutting hits this. But beyond that, I mean, obviously I built that stand myself. You know, if you can buy those, I think Swag Off-Road's an outfit that sells the stands for them. The reason I like the DeWalt so much is it's a variable speed model. I'll flip it on real quick. But it's got a dial over here where I can literally turn it down to that speed or all the way up to that speed. Plus it's got the built-in light, which is kind of cool.